afternoon or whenever the fuck you're watching this.
We are currently on our way to another hike. Not surprised. This is the second weekend in a row. The weather has been really nice, which is not very often this time of year.
This is the middle of March in Oregon, so it's kind of surprising that it's this nice outside.
We stopped for coffee beforehand, though. Well, me coffee, him a smoothie.
Yeah.
He's not a coffee drinker. I am. You'll learn rather quickly that I am a very much a coffee drinker. I am full-on addicted to coffee. I'm really excited for this hike that we're going on. It is Powell Butte.
Yes.
It is located in Gresham, Oregon.
Yes.
It is a very more flat type of hike rather than the one we did last week at Mount Tabor, which is very uphill. But it's still a very beautiful hike. There's a lot of forest around, a lot of fields.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because it can be both kind of forested and also in the beginning of the hike can be kind of, it looks, especially in the summertime, it almost looks high deserty, which is kind of cool for up where we live because we live on the west side of Mount Hood, so in the Willamette Valley, so we're used to seeing a lot of vegetation, a lot of, very green, very forested.
We're keeping that in.
I know. So kind of see the high desert sort of, how it kind of looks like a high desert.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. And then it goes into a forest, and so it's really cool.
I'm really excited. It's going to be a really good time, and the weather is perfect.
Yes.
Sun is shining. It's going to be warm today.
Mm-hmm.
That will be nice. We love being active. We love going out and doing stuff, and we love being outside. And it was actually funny. I saw my parents this morning, and they're just like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" I'm like, "Oh, we're going on a hike. It's such a nice day. We don't want to be inside." And my mom and dad gave me a hard time. Like, "You're always outside now." I'm like, "That's not a bad thing. Like, that's a really good thing. I used to never want to go outside when I was a kid. I was lazy. And now I'm older. I'm like, it's so nice outside." So I'm excited. We're going to go ahead and, I think, pause here. So we made it. We're here now. One thing you guys should know is, one thing we're doing at this hike is there's a popular hashtag going around. Is it trash tag?
I think so.
We think it's trash tag. We'll put a little thing up, caption up with the correct hashtag. And what it's doing is people are going around and picking up trash around like national parks, hiking trails, areas that should be respected and you need a little extra help with cleaning up. So what we did, what Zach did, is he grabbed a little extra grabber. There's a plastic bag and some gloves. Ignore the slightly messy back seat. And we're going to be picking up some trash on the way of our hike. Any trash that we'll see, we'll just pick up and throw it away. And we'll show you all the trash that we picked up at the end of the trail when we're done. Hopefully there won't be any. Hopefully, that's the goal. The goal is to not have any trash.
Yes.
But even if it's just a little bit, that'd be great. So, anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope.
All right, then let's head to the hike. quick check-in.
Yep.
And we've been out here for a while. That's nice. We've been out here for a while. We had a little rough start to the beginning.
Yep.
But we made it through. It is beautiful out here.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Look at this. This is like a little rest place, kind of. It's so nice. Look at this. It's so pretty. Look at that.
So what do you think so far?
I love this hike. Okay, so funny story. This is the hike I told you in the last video I had a hard time doing. We didn't even make it this far.
No.
We barely made it through the entrance of the forest area, and we had to turn around and go back. We are way past where we were before. We're over an hour into
We've
it.
been in here for like
2 hours.
2 hours now, hour and a half. Holy shit.
And we're not even done yet.
Yeah.
But we just had a quick snack. We had some trail mix, some granola bars. Had a quick break, and then afterwards we're gonna
Keep going.
keep going. See where we go from here. What do you rate it so far?
Oh, I'm loving this. I've never been on this side of the trail before, so this is really cool. Like, I'm really loving this area. So I hope to keep going and see new stuff, and I hope to do this hike again one day.
Yeah.
And see you guys on the flip side.
Just finished lunch. The last clip you should have seen was us throwing the garbage away. Now, I'm just going to say real quick. So, Oregon is very good about not having a lot of trash around national parks. It's very good about making sure to stay clean. But every once in a while, there are those people who don't really pay attention or they don't care and they leave stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of Oregonians in general are pretty environmentally conscious people. Like, in general, obviously there are some in Oregon that aren't, and there's some that are extremely environmentally conscious.
Yes.
But so you don't see a ton of trash in general, like on roadways or in forests or national parks or even parks in general too. It's pretty clean, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know?
And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's nice, if you see some, like, people just pick them up and throw it away.
I actually have a funny story. So we were walking around the hike, and one of the people that walked past us asked us if our grabby, the extended grabbing thing, was like a sprinkler to help keep us cool. We're like, oh, actually no, it's like a grabbing thing so that we can pick up the trash along the trail. And they got so excited about that.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was really interesting to see how happy they got about that. It made us happy because it's like, we weren't doing it for recognition. We weren't really doing it because, one, we wanted to do it. We actually thought we made the decision to do that with the last hike because we saw some trash along the trail. Not a lot, like only 2 things, but still.
A wrapper, I think.
A wrapper and a Kleenex.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a ton, but it was enough to be like, that made us sad to see that. And we're like, well, next time we'll grab some stuff to bring with us to help clean up, and that was a lot of fun. But, so, anyway, what is your thoughts on the hike?
I thought it was awesome. I started going to that park like 2 years ago. We did either last year or 2 years ago there, and me and my really good friends from high school did a hike there last year, and I've done it on my own. I did a hike there, so I really like that park. But we gotta do a place. I said earlier, I hadn't done before. So that was really cool. And yeah, we did a little research afterwards. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah. So we found out that part of the butte is part of the boring lava fields. We didn't know that. And we also didn't know that the hike we did last week, the Mount Tabor, is also another part of the volcanic fields. So there's a lot of tiny little volcanoes that are, sleeping, that won't erupt, that are dormant. Thank you. That are all throughout Oregon. And we didn't realize it was so, we knew about Mount Hood and Mount St. Helens. We are well aware of those.
And the Cascades in general also have a lot of volcanoes. I mean, we are in Oregon, part of the Ring of Fire, so it makes sense.
But we didn't realize just how many there were. Yeah. So it was so cool to see that and to experience that, and just as we're reading during our lunch, we're like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So to do research and look into it. So we're gonna try and start doing more hikes within that area, and we want to know what you guys think. We want to start doing little random facts about the area that we're hiking in.
And one thing for that is, how do you want us to go about it? You want us to have little blurbs up on during our hike thing, our hike montage, to have little words or little not words, just little captions that says, a fun fact about the area. It was once an active volcano, or this became part of the national parks in 1904. Do you want that, or do you want us to do the research and before the hike and after the hike, talk about it? So how do you guys want to consume that information?
I think it'd just be fun to find that out, and also to see what you guys find interesting. I know for me, I love Oregon. I think Oregon is such a beautiful state. We were talking about that during the hike, just how cool the park was. You have the high desert, the meadow, and then the forest, all in one area.
And I mean, that's kind of how Oregon is too, which is cool, because you have the high desert out east, which is so different from the mountains. Yeah. With you have lots of skiing, but then also, like you said, with dormant volcanoes. And then we have the valley, which is where we live, Willamette Valley, which is just gorgeous, lots of forests, stuff like that. And then at the gorge also, we have all those, Oregon's famous for waterfalls. We have a lot of waterfalls, which are gorgeous. And then we have the coast, which is, I think Oregon, so, California, you have the beach. Oregon, we have the coast. And
it's very different.
It's very different. California beaches are very nice.
They're warm.
They're warm. They're very sandy. Oregon beaches are rugged.
Which will be a video soon, I'm sure.
Well, we have kind of one already. That was our first video. Kind of has a little bit. You get to see a little bit of the beach, but we want to do another beach trip where we actually really show you guys the Oregon coast.
That won't be fun.
Yes.
But it was just I think it would just be fun to find out more about the state that we live in, more about. Sorry, my arms are getting tired. We need to get a tripod for this.
Also, that is the area we live in.
So that kind of concludes the day. The rest of the day we're going to be spending with our families. Oh, is there anything you want to add?
I don't think you ever talked about what you thought about the hike, but...
Oh, I think the hike was amazing. I loved it. But I'm kind of biased in my reasoning. Like I mentioned earlier, this was the hike that I wasn't able to do when we first started doing the hike last year.
Was it last?
No, 2 years ago, I think.
It's hard to say, because you're working a different job, a much different job.
It's really hard to remember when we did it, because it kind of all blending together.
A little bit, yeah.
But there was a time when I was doing the hike early in our relationship, and I wasn't able to do it. And I think we got 20 minutes in, we had to turn around and go back. This time around, I was not out of breath. I felt great. The only reason why we stopped was because my feet were hurting, and we were getting hungry. But it was such a great hike, and I loved it, and it was a personal yay for me. So fitness progress makes a difference.
Huge fitness progress.
Huge fitness progress, and I think that's another reason why I want to make these videos, is kind of look back and be wow, remember when I couldn't do that? Now I can. So it's fun to take you guys along with us. I'm having so much fun doing all of these, even though the day didn't start quite as what we had hoped or expected.
No.
We still had a great time, and I can't wait to do this next video. So we will see you in the next one. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want, and we will see you in the next time.
You are becoming a YouTuber.
I am.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say any of that. I was gonna say see you guys next time and just end it, but now you gotta be like.
Now I'm gonna be the typical YouTuber.
Now you're Jake Paul.
That is an insult.
I know.
We're cutting that part out.
No, I'm.
See ya.
You know who's the head editor? Me. This guy.
We'll see you guys next time.